little girl of a woman named Mildred Shepherd, who was rumored by the town to have been a product of an incestuous relationship, so torment was already a part of her life. She'd seen her mother slayed before, and watched as the man that she called Daddy bled himself pale. Life was never easy for Mildred, until one day she met a man on her first venture out on her own. The world had so many possibilities ahead of her, and all she wanted to do was to have a fresh start, in a life she could discover happiness for the first time. And it would come to her, in the shape of a bump on her belly. With no husband to be found, she gave birth to a beautiful, healthy baby girl, who she had already named after her mother, Alice. Having been an orphan most of her life, she made a vow that she'd always be there for Alice, even when she was long gone in the world. The two were always at each other's side, always playing and ice skating, dressing up in the masks her mother used to make for her, and carving her name into the trees. But even after all that, Mildred saw that even though her baby girl loved her so much, she still wanted to play with the other children, which is natural. And mothers always want to see their babies happy. So she finally let her out to play with some of the other neighborhood kids. It was such a beautiful and cold, overcast day. Nobody would have thought that it was just merely the dead coming to collect another soul, especially one so young. The children she was last seen with came running back to Mildred, screaming for help, saying that she had fell through the ice. One kid was soaking and shivering, kept saying that he tried to save her, but she just kept sinking faster and faster. Mildred ran, her bare feet going through the snow. She ran with everything in her to that frozen pond, where all you could see was just this big hole caused by a little girl who was simply just trying to enjoy life. And without thinking, Mildred dove in, and she swam with everything in her heart, looking for her baby. The town echoed with her final scream, Alice. And then she sank all the way to the bottom, joining her baby girl. When the ice finally melted, all the cops found was the bloated body of Mildred Shepherd and the skates of Alice. But nothing else. Just this poor lost mother and these empty skates with the name on them of Alice. And since then, the town's forbid anyone from skating on that pond. But we're all left with the carvings, which you'll see around town. But if you do see them, avoid them at all costs. And if you find yourself wandering in a place and you suddenly see that name, run, or you'll see Alice.